All right. Okay, we're up, we're live, we're working. Oh, that was a stressful 2 minutes. That was right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is hopefully going to work out very well. A little stream just to get a map ready for my next series, my little mini series of the well. I'm not going to give you the name of the place yet. We'll leave that for the video. But essentially, a little mini zoo for the Barnyard Animal Pack, which is due out, I believe, on Tuesday. So today's stream is very much just getting the map ready. We basically need to set up all of the scenery, the landscaping, and well, make it so it's ready to take some animals. Do give me a shout up in the chat if the music is too loud. I think I've balanced it okay. It's a lot louder on my end than I think is coming through on your end. But again, just give me a heads up. So the next map is going to be British, as I kind of hinted at the end of the last video. And that kind of means I need something different than Wildlands, and what we're going to do is essentially a farm park set around a canal. So today we're going to try and build out a canal. Hello. Right, so we're going to start off and we're just going to mark out the areas that we want to see, and then we'll start sculpting in our canal, and then we'll start building some scenery. So let's up the brush size here. And this is generally how I start most maps, to be fair. We start out by sort of segmenting up where each area is going to be. And it means that I can sort of keep the scale correct. Is that floating tree? No, it's not. Okay. So we're going to start off by just demarking where we're going to run our car parks. And what we'll end up doing is kind of guessing what size the new animal habitat's going to be. Hello, Marcel. Yay, I remember you. Joined us the other day for Planet Crafter. Is it going to be separate from Wildlands? It's going to use the same county. It's going to possibly link in with the story. What I kind of didn't want to do, bear with, I'm just going to turn that music down a little bit. It is really blaring in my ears. There we go. Have I got it turned on in game? Is that? No, I haven't. That's fine. Yeah, so what I don't want to do is put a petting zoo inside Wildlands, because it's going to take up so much space. Like, there's only so much that you can sort of do on a map before it sort of becomes unwieldy, and trying to get that into all one zoo it's not a good experience, especially if your habitats are a couple of tens of thousand objects per habitat. So I kind of didn't want to merge it all into one map. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a sort of mini zoo that I can pop up on the workshop when it's done. It will probably stretch about 2 or 3 different series, I guess, or episodes. And that way you can all sort of jump on in, have a play with it, see how it looks. And at the same time, I can maybe move a bit of them into Wildlands. We'll see how it goes. Right, I need some corrugated. So what we're going to start off by doing is, I have an idea of where I'd like everything to go, but to make sure that we end up with enough space, we're going to make sure that we set that out. So keep that on the grid. We make sure we're using grids. Cool. Am I using grids? No, that's white. There we go. Okay, so oh, my settings are off. There we go. So yeah, the idea of this mini zoo is essentially we're going to have a farmyard shop that is going to be developed into a bit of a tourist attraction. And we're going to do that slowly over the course of a couple of episodes. That will have a petting zoo element, and I think the chickens and the pigs and the donkeys really lend themselves to that. And then we're going to do a bit of a woodland sort of walk around the back area for the cows and the goats. And we'll probably bring in the swan and the deers and all of those. My favourite. Oh, I don't even know if I have a favourite. I like so many. So far, it's been the otters, but I think I could probably be swayed by probably one animal from every download pack. So, like from the Eurasia, loved the boar. The boar was amazing, but I actually really liked the wisent in the end. See, I wasn't a massive fan of the caimans until I built those habitats. And I really like the reptiles in the game. Okay, that should work. So this car park's going to be far too big. Let's shrink that down a bit. Well, today's not an official stream. It's not an official Wednesday stream. It's a I've got to make a map, so why not stream it type of stream. Which means a lot of it's unplanned, and we may end up in a bit of a mess, but let's see where we go with it. Right, that'll work. And I want to leave myself a bit of space, so let's bring the car park round, because I don't like square car parks. So all of that can be car park. And all of that. Cool. Okay. What I generally won't do, just because of the mess that it can be, is stream something like Wildlands, which I don't think anyone would want to watch me make. It's a very messy endeavour. Okay, so that's going to start our entrance. And then what I want is you come in the entrance. Across the other side would be the farmyard. So let's just use the dirt for that. So that can be farmyard, and that's where all our staff buildings will go. Just to give us some scale. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, that should do. Again, it's just a small staff area. We don't need to go too big. So that will cover that bit. Right. Next up is... In fact, let me just pull up my reference. There we go. Oh, I need that on a different screen. Let's put that over there. There we go. Now I can still see you guys. Okay, so... This will be interesting. We need to sort of carve out an area of water here. And we're going to have a canal go that way. And a canal come down this way. But then I also want that to go along there. So that all needs to be land. As does this bit. And the canal come down there. And that's also land. And that'll give us that. Now, here comes the first of our guesses. I'm assuming the alpacas won't need any more space than the llama does. So, 2 to 20. What's a good amount of alpacas? 10? 12? Go with 12. So that's 1.1. So we're going to go 1100. Right, let's do it on a calculator because head math does not compute. So 1100 square root is 33.1. Oh, let's see if Bob's got it. 8.2. Oh, you mean the amount of alpacas? I thought you were guessing how many 4 meters we're going to need. Well, I'll plan for 12 because let's assume they're going to breed ridiculously large amounts. And so we're going to need an 8x8 area. And we'll do this different color because otherwise it's going to go very confusing. Let's go red for the alpacas here. I thought you were very quickly working out the square root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now they won't have a square field, but just so I get an idea, because I have a tendency when I do this of going far too big and then having to try and fill the space later on. So that's reasonably the amount of space we need. We're going to have a little shelter at the back of them. So let's nudge them up a bit. Okay, that works. So there's a good point for us to start. Okay. Oh, this is the bit I was, this is the bit where it could go horribly wrong and horribly messy. But let's give it a go. So. I want to go down 8. There we go. Now this will make sense very shortly. Oh, that was silly. Oh well. Right, there's our depth marker, and then we're going to do one at 4, like so. Which is there. And that's going to be our lowest path or lowest ground level. Let's just shrink that back down, because otherwise that'll get messy. Okay, so just carve a little bit out. And we want all of this sort of bring that up to about there. It is a bit of a pit, yeah, it won't remain a pit. I had two options. I could either build everything up or I could dig everything down, and I'm kind of feeling digging everything down. I think it's going to be a little bit easier. Okay, so before we go any further along there, let's drop this down and we're going to start bringing that out. I might, depends how far we get. I might add some of the background animals. I've basically got, what, 3 days? 3 days to get this map done? Which sounds like a long time, but it really isn't. I've got quite a lot of stuff to build in that time. Okay, so that should, yeah, that works. And then we're going to take this off. So if we're going to come straight down there, we're going to go off that direction. Make sure we get this nice and lined up. There we go. This is very much one of those times where everything looks worse before it gets better. I hope. Right, we want this to go at that level until we get about there. And then we're going to come up to 4 again. Like so. Just run that along. Now these aren't going to remain that rectangle, but it's good to set your height where you need it. Okay, so that will then drop down there. That goes to there. That works. Right, now we can finish leveling everything out. Now what we want is, once we've got sort of the main water area sorted, obviously in the background you've got all these hills. If I build up, it's going to have like this drop, like this cliff drop off the back. And we don't really want that. We want it so that when you look from one side, you can see straight past it into the hills behind. So we're going to have to keep in mind how these sight lines all fit together. But essentially along this back area, we're going to have a couple of large fields, one for the sheep, one for the cows. Might be able to mix those together. And I'm also going to have a meadow with butterflies in it. So they're going to be able to walk through there. And I also want to do like a rocky hillside at the back of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stretch this out probably to about where this tree is. And then we're going to start to go upwards. So that's the next bit. And then we can start doing a bit of fine detail. Similarly, just to make things hard for myself, I need this side to go down, which is a pain. And on top of that, I keep seeing people on Steam jumping onto Manor Lords, which is just painfully baiting me. Frontier really picked their time, didn't they? Where's that tree? There we go. Come out to here. Right, we can go a bit bigger now. You hate it? Why'd you hate it? It looks so good. I get it might not be for everyone, to be fair, but it's definitely something that gets me excited. I think obviously it's a brand new game and it's got a lot of stuff around it, so a lot of people are excited. So you're going to find that people do tend to sort of move away from established games for it. What I will say is you've also got to bear in mind that Planet Zoo isn't going to last forever, and I don't think any Planet Zoo YouTuber really wants to be locked into just Planet Zoo. So I kind of can't fault them for playing it. It's all right if you don't enjoy it. That's you know, that's the idea. You watch what you want to watch. I'm sure they'll definitely come back and play Planet Zoo as well. Right, so is this big enough? Yeah, I think it is. Cool. Okay, let's get some sort of semblance of order at this end. Square it off a bit. Besides myself, there are plenty of Planet Zoo YouTubers out there that are just begging for you to go and watch them. So have a good look around. You'll find some absolute amazing creators. Even if the bigger ones are busy with Manor Lords. Right, let's tidy up our edges. Now, we're probably going to have to do a lot of tidying up on these later on, because most of this canal is going to have a concrete edge. Will I do a... Would I ever... absolutely. The challenge I find with collaboration is we are very spread out, like, geographically. So time zones are a challenge, and these videos are harder to make than a lot of game videos, because you've got to build the habitat first, then edit it, well, film it, then edit it, then voice it. Whereas with a lot of games, you can just sort of play the game, edit it, upload it. So collaborations are always a little bit challenging. We've done a few, so we've not done any direct collaborations, but obviously on Gunter's gaming Discord, we've done the community zoo that was on the channel, and we've also done a couple of building challenges, and the last but one I jumped in on that. So There are, I guess, smaller collaborations we're doing. I don't know. I don't know anybody who would actually want to work with me on a direct collaboration because I'm the way I do builds is probably not conducive to other people's methods or their workload. I feel sorry for anyone that has to try and open Wildlands on their own PC. I basically just leave it loading in the background and go grab a tea. Right, we're going to slope this side down. I don't want to spend too much time landscaping here because there's something we're going to build down here which will more than likely end with me changing all this landscaping anyway. So let's just soften it up with a couple of hills. Let's make it look a little bit more natural for now. I love that the lo-fi playlist is now in my Planet Zoo playlist. Love these tracks. There we go. Yeah. I mean, if they're multiplying that quick, I'd start worrying. 3 peacocks. And if they're honking, I think they're probably after something. Maybe food. Or they just want letting in. We tried opening the door. Is it a fairly common occurrence that peacocks turn up at your house? I mean, the most I get is an angry pigeon, so... Right. It's starting to make a bit of sense. I'm starting to see a bit of shape. So... Let's mark out our water area first. So, nice easy trick is set it to sand, go to water, use selected, and pop in the water. There we go. Everything's now sand. In fact, let's just have a look. Well, that actually works quite well. That is not bad for where I wanted it to go to. So, let's get the upper water in. Now, one of my aims today on stream is to actually get the locks built, which I have an idea. I've not yet tried it, so it may end well, it may not. But I think that may be one of the next things we try and do. Let's, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, well, that ruined that, didn't it? Okay. Sounds like a very rural area you live in. Again, most we get, angry pigeon. And it's normally pigeons that have no business being angry either. It's not as though they have a real reason to be angry. Why do you keep going over? Okay. Yay, there we go. Ah, that's why it was going around there. Okay. Planet Zoo water mechanics, just one step less irritating than paths. But still on that list. Okay, that makes sense. And then you in there. Right. Just want to shore that up, and then I want this area here to be wider. Oh, got that really low intensity on, which is not helping. There we go. Start carving into that. Now this area is going to be the locks. That's going to be fairly rectangular, but we can cover a lot of that over with wood. There we go. I'm a little concerned that you're actually living in a zoo, the amount of wildlife you seem to be having visiting. Okay, so lower area done. Everything's at a level we can start to use. So now we can start building this back bit up. And how do I want to do this? I want to keep you... Yeah, because that's going to give me a weird edge, which is fine, which is fine. And take that off that way. And we're never going to see this, so this bit will never be finished. It will sort of just end here. There we go, and we'll just stand that over there. Happy days. Okay, a little bit of tidying up, and we're good to move on to the next bit. It did. I mean, to be fair, a lot of this is very rough sculpting because when I go back to this area to build whatever habitat we put in it, I'll likely give it all a little bit of a tidy up in the process. For now, I just want the shape to be near enough correct. So let's whack this intensity up. Take us back to green. See you later, Marcel. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I think the next important part is probably going to be to get the path layout in before we do any more. So here comes the fun that is Planet Zoo paths. Oh, okay. So we're going to have our visitor center come through here. So again, I'll probably, in fact, I'll likely change this a bit later on because this is all going to be the shop. So the whole thing will be a path. So we'll just use that as the entrance for now. And they'll likely come out this side. I want that to be a bit bigger. Here we go. And let's have a quick check of the reference. So we want a path to come down the hill and across a bridge here. Or do I want it here? That's a good question. So if I build the lock to there, I think we should have it about there. Now, how do I want this to work? I think we bring it up. I mean, I think ducks might be a bit of a reach, but I also said the same about chickens. So you never know, I guess. Let's face it, Sparrow, as soon as you feel comfortable filling that game with mods, you're going to have all of those. All of those. Now, I'll worry about this bridge in a bit, but that's going to come up here. So we want to bring that down to there. And even though I've just tidied all of that up, I'm going to be in absolute pain. And I'm just going to flatten that off. Let's do it that way. Flatten that about there, I think. Because then what I want is path along the top here. That's going to be a lock. That's... yeah, we'll do it that way. We'll hold that there. Yeah, hold that there. And... oh, that's why it's on auto paint. I was like, where's the grass coming from? Square it up just a bit. It's a little bit big, to be fair. I get the feeling this is going to be a little bit too steep, but let's see how we go. Is it too? It is a bit steep, isn't it? Yeah, it is a bit. So an easy way of actually creating a relatively unsteep path is to use the terrace tool and then the smooth tool. And it gives you a fairly good gradient. And then I normally just run the chisel over it with very low intensity, just to smooth out the lumps and bumps. That should give us not a bad slope. Now you can use the car ride trick, which, let's face it, I'd probably be better off doing, but I prefer doing it the difficult way. Because you won't actually see this path by the time I'm done. So all of that's kind of not too important. That's fine, that works. So, path down, path along, bridge along there, bridge over there. Let's start down here then. So, oh, I was hoping that would go lovely and smooth, but no. You gonna go to you? No, you are not. Okay. Try that again. Oh, they're still too close together. Pain. The pain is real. That works. Nope. Yeah, that's what I was after. We're going this way. This one can be stairs. Come back to that in a bit. So that covers that. That covers those. That will go there. That'll go off around there. Okay, that might do for... Might do for the base setup. Oh, just this side here. Is that too low? No. That's fine. Of course. Okay, so that gives us an idea of where we're going to start putting things. Oh, right. Let's take a break from the terraforming and go do something I've not been looking forward to. Let's load up the inspiration picture. Is that one? Yeah. Do I want just the one? That'll also do. Oh, that's such a small picture. No. Okay. Well, this will be fun. Oh, there's a bigger picture. There we go. We'll do that. That works. Right. Here comes the fun. Build it here. See you later, Sparrow. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're going to build a lock gate, which seems easy in theory. Might cry, but we'll see how we go. Now, I'm thinking we use the East Asian timber because... Is it these? Oh no, it might not be these. There's one of these that has got green moss all over it. And I really should get round to adding tags, but because I didn't, I'm now suffering. Is it the East Asian timber? No. Ooh, is it you? That's a maybe. I'm going to pop that there just in case. Because I think the planks have got... Yeah, the planks have got the sort of mouldy green hue to them. So that's one option. Or... if I can find it, because I can't remember what it was called. I just remember it was in here. A huge part of my building, by the way, is literally just me scrolling through items over and over until I find it. Because I don't take my own advice and set custom tags, which you should all be doing. Do as I say, not as I do. No, it's gone. I can't remember what it was. So, do I build it out of timber, which is going to be wood coloured? Or do I build it out of stained? I think we're going to have to go stained. Which is, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So, how are we going to build this? Let's build the frame first. We want a nice dark black, as that's what they tend to be painted. Then we want a dark green mossy tint. Yeah, that's all right. And we're going to build this and then basically mirror it. So what we want is about 2/3 of the way up a beam. And I've got all these unsnapped and I really shouldn't. So about there. And then another one of them. Put one down the bottom just for good measure. And then we want timber panels. Nope. Are they too small? Do I like them? Well, they're too big. So do that. We got a thicker one. No, it'd be that, wouldn't it? I think we're going to go with these. Then they're a little bit bigger, a little bit wider than I want, but they'll give me the opportunity to have a little bit of wobbliness in them. And they can be really hard to build when they're in black, aren't they? Ah, okay. Let's just make it white for the moment, and then we'll change the colour later. There we go, and another one of you over that side. Another one of you over that side. Oop. There we go. Squeeze them in the middle. There we go. And so that will make the front of our lock. And then just above here, we'll come back to that in a bit because we do need to put a little gate on them. But for now, that will do. And then we're going to... It's got a little indented piece on the top. then another one of them. There we go. And then one there. Okay. And next up, we need... No, we don't. We need the cable. Not too thin. That's a bit too thick. That's a bit better. We'll go with you. Okay, now we want the thinner sanctions, which are like that, and take them straight down. They come up to about there. I'm going to jab them in a bit. One there, one there. You're forgiven this time. It wasn't a planned stream until I sort of thought, go on, I'll jump on and make a start. So these nice chunky. Is that not squared off? That isn't. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Let's sort you out. There we go. Oh, are these still not square? Oh, I know what it is. Everybody should always work on the grid. I'm not, and that's stupid. Very silly. Very, very silly. Hello. I don't think that one's square, you know. It wasn't, which means this one isn't square either. There we go. Oh, that's a pain. Okay, let's just do it that way. There. I got everything? I don't think I have. Now I have. There we go. In the middle. Right. Okay. So we've got a basic frame of our lock gate. There's a bit of detailing I want to do around the bottom here, and then we've got to make the mechanism. But we can, before we do that, I think what we'll do, or no, we'll do the mechanism first, I think. So we want these. I was going to say we'll make the handles, but I think what we'll do is we'll make the handles separate, and then I can add and edit them on as we go. And I think, if I'm right, Just looking at the picture now. I wonder, is that bar off the back? It is. Where does that go? Okay. Interesting. So this bar actually hooks into this and comes down along the handle. Huh. Okay. That's fine. I can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I forgot they weren't flexicolour. That's alright. That's alright, we can get around that. Okay. Next up, we need a little bit of wood. Just the teensy bit of wood that just pokes out. Yeah. Or actually, might work the better the other way around. We do it that way. Yeah, that's fine. We'll change you to black. Let's change these all to black so we can see where we got to. Okay. Okay, and now, now comes the challenging part. I need to make the tops white. So. Oh no, the Z fighting, it hurts. That was a pain. So what we want is... That might work. That's too big. I need a little square, a little paintable square. Oh, far too big. Do I have to use the primitive? I really don't want to use the primitive. Too big anyway. Okay. What I think we may have to do is do it that way, but that's a bit big. Nope, it's going to have to be done. I don't have another option. That's a shame. Might have a play away on later, and if I find something that will work, I can always swap it out. Now these are a little lower than the edges, so take them down to there. These are really annoyingly not Flexicolor, so pop them in. Move them over. Change them to white. There we go. Okay. I wonder if, let's see if it looks a bit better with these sort of higher up. Yeah, it does. Okay, next. What do we need? What else do we need on here? Mechanism. So, here's where I have no idea how, but I need something with a cog on it. And I don't think there is any. So, I mean, there's that, but yeah. Okay. Ooh, we got chain. We have, haven't we? What if... Jesus, that's huge. Let's not do that. Or that. That's huge. There we go. Is that Flexicolor? Nope. You? Oh, you're massive. Big hum. So let's, because I did see there was a picture of the mechanism, which is there, and that one. Okay, so what we can do, if we don't use that mechanism, what we can do is potentially, let's get rid of that train. Don't need you. What we can do is I thought I just saw it. In fact, I was fairly sure I just saw it. Saw it. Nope, it's gone. That's annoying. So what if we... come on. There we go. Don't know why my... might be that. Don't know why it's going so slowly. Right. If... This might not work, so I'm going to preface that with this. You're all about to see me try something that may not work at all, but Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. There's nothing else better for this, is there? Before I do it? No. No. Nope. Okay. So this guy... I can't change his colour, but that's fine. They do look like teeth. Yeah. They do. Oh, I've got to try and select them all now. Oh no. Oh God. There we go. Right. So... do I like that? Do I? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I do. Where's that cast iron post gone? Am I just being brain dead here? Where? Oh, it's a bollard. Okay. You too big. You are a bit big. Oh, what I would do for Prehistoric Kingdom's scale button around about now. Right, let's just remove these a minute. I may not have a control mechanism on this lock. That may be something we can't do. Oh well. Let's press on. We can always come back to it. So, big handle. Let's get you done. Is that the big one? We got painted wood instead? Is that a bit bigger? I think that might be a bit big. It might just be a bit bigger. Not you. 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 Yeah. Yes. Lovely. That's what I'm after. Right. So, what we want is for you relatively in the middle. Yep. Cool. Flip that round, move that down, nudge that out, then come outwards. That's it. That's it. And do the same that way. Just going to swap these, just because the stained and the painted timber don't really interact as nicely as I would like them to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to swap them out. We're still going to have it slightly angle outwards, just so it gets bigger as it goes through. Oh, they're a bit shorter. That's a bit weird. Okay. There we go. Yep. And then we're going to do the same, but the other way. I don't think these oh, they do. Okay, I was going to say, I don't think these clip as much, but that's fine. That should give us a beam that slowly gets bigger. Just need to lower that down a bit more. In fact, we're going to tilt it ever so slightly. There we go. Cool. And we have a start of a handle. Now this end also needs to be white, but luckily they do smaller versions of this wood, so that kind of helps with that. Now I'm going to bring you along. You might be too big. You are too big. Have we got a handle? I don't think we do. Not that works. Nope. Bracket. I don't think it's an issue that is sort of intended to be fixed. It's basically just the textures fighting. If you use FreeBuild has a Z axis fix that you can just tap a button and it nudges it a little bit so it doesn't fight as much. I find that really useful. Or just move them like a pixel inwards or a pixel outwards, and that solves it as well. I'm just going to turn a light on in here because I can't see anything. Ah, much better. Right. Okay, so we've got our handle. I just want to extend this through a little bit so it pokes out the other side. And then we're just going to angle that down. To be fair, if you're not against having mods, and this works fine in franchise, I use it on all the Wildland Zoo videos, then FreeBuild is definitely something I recommend. Right, that, like that. That should then, yep, angle it in. Especially if you do any water stuff, it really helps with those. Okay, I think all I want to do now is run. If I can't have my big tooth to open it, then let's just run some connectors down the side. And we'll just cap them off. Not as good, but at least it gives you an idea of that there is something there to open the gate. Now, what we're going to do is just get rid of them. Get rid of that. We're going to duplicate it. I'm going to make a version of this with a gate open. So all we're going to do there is drop this down. Oh, actually, I know what we could do. Huh. Well, that's fine. We can do it on this one. So let's get rid of that. Open that to there. Open that to there. So that gives you an open gate. And then on the back, grab one of these. Pull it out a bit. There we go. Just drop it down so it's open. Like so. And that just gives you a bit of a gate there. We're going to bring our connectors down to meet it. It's better. And I did one, although I don't think we're going to have something small enough, but I would like to have had... Oh, we might do. Yeah, we do. Cool. So... Oh, wrong way. There we go. Cool. There we go. We have a gate. Oh, it's a little off center. Let's let's center it up. Do it from this side. There. Cool. So that's our open one. Then what I think I'll probably do, actually, is let's get rid of you. Copy you. And all we'll do with this one is just close it. And that should... not do that. And that should then... There we go. Brilliant. Okay. Now, these are pretty much ready for us to start putting them on the map. What we need to do first, of course, is build the actual lock itself. So... use the stone brick walls. And we don't need the floor, but we'll use that for the grid. And 1, 2. Now, can these... They're not flexy, are they? No. Do we want flexi for this? Do we need it? Do we need it? Do we need it? No. No, we don't. No, I quite like the idea of we'll decal this up. So we've got this nice straight wall. And just make sure we get this in the right place. So what I want to do with this one is this one's going to be the closed one. We'll bring that over there. I'm just going to get rid of this ugly little bit of land that's sticking out. There we go. Now, oh, that is quite big, isn't it? Okay, we might need to rethink the size of that lock. Or, actually, no, we can edit this. We're fine. All is well. All is well. Do I want it that wide? It's quite a big lock, isn't it? Normally they shrink in. No. Nope. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. I know that's not the correct way round, but we'll deal with that in a bit. I mean, I could just do this, couldn't I? That would probably be easier. That's better. Just duplicate these out. And jump to the other example photo. Yeah, it is. Thought it was. So at the bottom here, we've got a load of concrete. Let's get that in. Again, not really likely to see it, but I know it's there. And now you lot do too. And we're going to turn that brown because once it's got water in it, it will make more sense. Right. That should now... should now slope inwards. I'm probably not going to decorate the upper half of this past this lock, so I'm not going to be too specific about it being absolutely perfect, but there we go. And oh, is this because it's got a hole underneath? Of course it has. Okay, yep. All right, now I need you and you. There we go. Problem solved. So let's sort this one out. All we need to do with this is grab these. Rotate. Just the pole we need to adjust. There we go. Close these one. No. Yeah. Close these up. Close these up. Leave the other ones open. Oh, come here. Oh, it's because it's got the fence in front of it. There we go. Okay. Right. Still got to decorate the land around it and get all the other parts of that lock in. And then we have got to decal it. But that's not bad. That works. That works quite well. Now let's just shrink this down to a similar size. Oh, there's something in the way. Okay, I'll sort that out later. Now, ah ha ha. I didn't think of that. We've essentially created a boat waterfall. That would need 2 tiers, wouldn't it? That would need another lock about... Well, it would have to be at that high, would it? Yeah, it would. It would have to be that high, but shorter, and drop down another level. So, trying to think. Hang on. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. It would need to be about there. Yeah, need to be about there. Be about that long. That's fine. We can do that. We can do that. Be about that long. How's that in relation to our bridge? No, we're okay. Oh, I'm glad I remembered it this time rather than doing both of them and then realising that would have been painful. So this one would need to be that sort of height. The hole doesn't matter because we're gonna put a path over this bit. There we go. Okay. Second one to go. Grab some of that floor. And that would likely be about there. So what we need to do is obviously chisel this bit back. And cut that off. Now this is cheating. This is kind of cheating, but it makes life easier doing it this way than it does trying to drop this whole upper section, which is, in my opinion, fine. This fence is going to get on my nerves. There we go. There we go. And then okay, this is going to cause us issues if we do that, so let's do it properly. So all we're doing is making two very big tanks just to hold the water. And then some little wings on this side. Oh, not like that. That's awful. Come here. Oh, there. So now we can go you, and you. Was that too high? That's a bit too high. A little bit lower. There we go. And grab these. Drop them down. Wonderful. That looks a lot more traversable. We've not made a log flume for canal boats that way. Which would have been interesting. So let's pop the water back in here. Oh, is that because I lowered that bit? It is. Okay. This is the problem with water. As soon as you start moving it, oh, it doesn't like it. There we go. Again, there's a bit of tidying up to do, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I think that looks all right. It achieves what I wanted it to achieve. I'm a little bit bummed out that we can't have like the opening mechanism. And I might have a little bit of a play and a little bit of a think on what we could make that out of. I'm sure there'll be something. But even if not, at least at a distance, they do look kind of cool. Right, the next set is going over this side. And what I want to do is have... So this is going to be a big bridge, and then we're having a small bridge down the bottom here, and that's going to be a 3-meter path, which is going to cause me no end of issues when it comes to actually having people go across it. But we're going to do it anyway, because I clearly hate myself. Okay, so let's grab ourselves some gates, and these... Oh, this is also too big again. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. So that needs to be about that big. That high. Because they'd open outwards, wouldn't they? So back there. And then what I want to do is have these open. Yeah, okay. That's it's too close to the bridge. There we go. Now, I'm not overly worried about the water in here, because what I can do, or what I will do, is actually we'll bring the ground texture right up to the gates. So it's not too much of a downside. Now, this side, I wanted to try and do a smoked brick, but I don't think that painted brick looks right when it's black. So let's have a look. Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know, that might work. I get the feeling, yeah, I think that could work. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. So, one of you, and then we want... Oh, could I do... No, that's fine. No. I was going to do something silly, but we're not going to do that. Right, grid. How big do we want to go? 4 enough? 5. Oh, did not want you part of that group. Thank you. So, what I didn't do, because I'm a moron, was leave these in place to get the shape right. But, hey-ho. So let's just get these married up. Like so, I think. Where did I end that one? Oh, it was here. Okay. So that gives us the side of the lock. Now we need a capstone for each of these walls. Can we join these together? Nope. And for that, we're going to use the temple brick. And I can't spell. There we go. And there should be... You? Yeah, it's you. Okay. Don't know how I feel about the black brick. I'm going to leave it for now, but we may change it later on. So this will all be ground, so you won't see any of that. That's going to be open, so that will just let the water in at the same level. So here, we're going to learn our lesson. And we're going to take this down first. Yep. And should now let us put water back in. Let's see. Yep. Good, good. Let's grab our nice big gates. How far away are we there? Ooh, quite a bit. Okay. Now, I just know there's going to be people out there very experienced with canal boats that are going to tell me, that's too much of a drop. It's too deep. And to that, I point out, I know nothing about boats. And the beauty of recording is that I can choose where we point the camera. Which means if it is too far away, then I just don't point the camera up here. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's bring this in a little bit. There's no point having too much water over here that we've got to deal with. In fact... Okay, should do us. Let's see if we've messed up the water. Oh, one. There we go. Brilliant. That's what I was hoping to see. Drop this down. Drop this down. Drop that down. Now, to be fair, with free build, I can just turn that invisible. But for now, we won't. Because I'll forget. And then I'll remove that water and we'll all have issues. Let's just move this out of the way. Okay. So we've got our locks. I'm going to keep this one off to one side. Because we may need him again. And obviously there's a lot of scenery bits that need building up around these two, but at least they're in. Next up, I think, what do I want to do next? I'm going to build that later. I'm going to build that later. That's going to be after that. That's going to be there. That's going to be around there. Okay, canal edging is next. This will be fun. Let's pull up my picture. Google Earth view for the win. There we go. Lovely. Okay. So we have... Okay. So there's a couple of things we need to make for the edge of the canal. We've got concrete girders by the look of it, or, well, I say girders, they're like, I assume they're like little bracers. And then there also needs to be a metal bumper going around the edge. And then we've got our little mooring posts as well to make. So we're going to start off with the concrete girders. Let's zoom in on them. And they should be fairly simple. Nice and easy to make. We just need a couple of concrete pillars. So, concrete. Let's whack a floor down for the grid. Let's go... Should we use the concrete? Yeah, let's do it. Can I mix those two? Do they look all right? Do they look all right? Let's have a look. How do they go together? We set them both to the same colour. Yeah, we can get... It's only going under the water, so we can get away with that, I think. So we're going to add a little bit of a green tint, just because it's going underwater. Don't want it as blue either. Look at it on this side. Okay. That'll do. Copy you. Now, this is not going to match up well. I already know it's not going to match up well. No. Let's just bring you down. That's not too bad. That'll do. Okay, so... So these are a little strange in that they seem to be... Actually, that might work really well. Can I just get just the... No, I can't. That's a shame. I need a really thin... So what if... Yes. Oh, that is exactly what I was after. Cool. And then they have that sort of pattern. That looks good. That's what I want. What I need to do is just poke you out of there. Like so. And by the look of it, that just literally goes right up onto the grass. Which is interesting. But okay, we'll do it that way. Metal. And I don't think there's going to be anything that actually does this straight off the bat, but we'll see what we've got. They're not flexi-colour, are they? Nope. Iron fence. No, too thin. Grasslands pole, far too thin. Ooh, what about... Oh no, that won't work. We might have to make it out of metal tube. So I could... No worries. Thanks for joining the stream. See you later. We could use the bar. So this is an option, but I'm not exactly loving it as an option. It's a bit too flat, doesn't look metal. So, what about... Could I do something with these? Or that might work. If we submerge. That might work. Okay, that's one. So what's that one? What was that one? That was the copper post. Or do we just do that? We might just need to do that. They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy at all. No. Okay, we're just going to use the metal beams. I use these far too often, but they really are going to be the best option. So what we want is a nice flat metal rectangle, which we're going to achieve by smooshing a bunch of these together. Like so, and let's make sure they're all the same colour right from the get-go. Just smoosh them together like so. And then we're going to smush them into the wall. So that gives us a nice metal beam. And then if we get the metal tube... No, what are they called? What are they called? There they are. Metal rod. Okay. Get the metal rod. And we're just going to sit that. Let's make sure we get the same colour. There we go. And I'm going to sit that up there. And down there. I mean, that looks the most like it. I hate it with a passion, but it looks the most like it. The other option was to use the copper post, which would work. Oh, that metal looks so much nicer though, doesn't it? Oh. No, no, I cannot be drawn in by nice, shiny metal. Need some way of attaching these. They big enough? Yeah, they're big enough. We'll use those. Basically just a very big hinge. Okay. Let's see how we're looking. Ooh, there we go. Let's just pop one in. I don't hate it. What if we then... Oh, I've got to take the water out for that, haven't I? Boo. Boo, 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 boo. There we go. It's not a precise science, this. Really isn't. There we go. That's just, ooh. Wow, that is very sensitive.
To me, the theme of the song reflects like it's someone who's purpose-driven, who wants to do something and is eager to do it.
There we go.
Kind of evokes some...
So let's have a look. How do I feel about that?
That's all that matters.
Okay, I'm not against it. Yeah, I'm not against it. I think once it's going all the way round, could probably do with the metal being a little bit darker. Let's just see.
It's an honor and thank you a lot.
Because the other option is I just cap it, and that would be a lot easier. Because what I can then do is bring it in like that. That'd be so much easier as well. Then if I cap it, it'd be like, use the temple brick. Nope. Temple stone. Temple stone. There we go. And then I could just run some of them along the top. So that's the other way of doing it. And actually, I think if I have a quick check on the inspiration photo, I believe at one point, yeah, we do. So there is that sort of brickwork, which I do kind of like, because you see these bricks now can be sunk down, so rather than that I could use not you, yeah, you. So we can sort of there. And then if we can't do it because of the water in the way, but oh, I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I do. Kind of like that idea. Okay. Let's get a painted version of you. How big are you? You're quite big. You're chunky. You're big. And then if we add a little bit of yellow. Yellow green. Yeah, I like that. Oh, keep falling in the river, which is not helpful. Okay, yep, we're going to go that route. I just want to get these stone the right colour. So let's jump back over to our master one. And we're going to go with, just looking at these pictures here. I think if we go with that one gives us, well, that one. No, go with the thicker one. Gives us more options for moving them up and down. Are they on? Yeah, they are. And now we're going to go with a, so looking at the pictures I've got, they've got a bit of decals, etc. on them. I'm not going to put decals on them now because we'll end up with too many. But what we do want is a little bit of a darker texture with an element of green, but nothing too green. I think that might be a bit too green. Trial and error. So that's got a little bit of green to it. Let's just take a little bit lighter. Oh, too yellow. Let's head more. There we go. This is where I spend 4 hours just looking at different colours. So the other part of me thinks just go with the same as what we've got on the bottom. It's like a warmer sort of grey. I'm kind of inclined to do that. I think that's a bit too clean. But it might not be once we get it in the water. So let's try that. Now, final thing is just to link these two together. Like so. And then we're going to duplicate. We're going to duplicate again. Make sure they're all nice and lined up, because those are not. There we go. And drag that one in. Sort that one out. This will give us different lengths as well, so they're not all exact clones of each other. Join these two together. Join them again. Actually, I think we'll probably just keep this to sets of 4. So it'll make it easier to do the curves. And in we go then. Let's start popping them down. It also does matter what colour we end up putting this into. So I'm going to go a little bit more like an actual canal colour. Okay, so the only thing there is, I just want to drop these down a little bit. That's better. Much better. Okay. Away we go. Yep, that's cool. Oh, bit of grass. That's annoying. Can we get around it? Maybe. Lovely. We'll tidy that join up later. Hey, Liz. Ooh, I'm gonna have to think of a way of doing this corner. I'll come up with something. Canal at the moment. It's one of those, everything's going to look an absolute mess until I put the floor down. Oh, yeah, yeah. We've made a small lock. Let's pop that round there. We'll tidy that up in a bit as well. I'm gonna have to remove the water and tidy up that edge, but well. Yes, we are going to have swans in the canal. The one thing I'm not going to do, just because I don't have the time, is an actual canal boat. There might be one in the workshop, actually. I've not looked, but yeah, I'm not going to attempt the boat. I'm not that crazy. Well, maybe. We'll see. Okay, that's fine. I can sort all that out. It does, but I also I can kind of think of how I would build it. And I don't think the actual shape would be too hard. It's more the detailing and like all the lettering and colours, and obviously it's going to have a Rosie and Jim puppet on the top. All of that's just a lot of work. If it wasn't a mini zoo, I think I probably would. And I may actually, if I end up with time towards the end of the series, I may actually attempt one. It'd be nice to pop it up on the workshop. Do I want... No. So I can probably get away with it in this zoo because it's not going to be so big that I've got a bit more of a freedom to really play about with the amount of pieces. So if I was going to do it anyway, it probably would have to be here. And I think that is where we'll end the barrier and just take it to like a normal riverbank. So I'm not going to go much further past there. Let's rotate this guy around. Now there is, although it's a bit of a sneak peek, but this series is going to feature a fully built pub, which will be quite object intensive. Let's put it that way. So I may actually run out of processing power before I can build a boat, depending on how complex that ends up being. Right, so there, we're going to end that there. And that's going to be the boat ramp, which we can do there. Probably to about there. Oh, that's... oh dear. Yeah, oh, they're not meant to be going out that far. There we go. I need a little one. There we go. Did that just literally go from 1 to the thingy version? It did. Huh. Now, I think what we'll end up doing tomorrow is building the bridges and getting those done, as well as the floor. I want to try and make a cobblestone path, which I might regret trying, but yeah, kind of think that might be what we do tomorrow. No, there will be some spawns. I'm also going to be having in other areas of the park. We will also have some deer. I may squeeze in a fox and badger in our forest area. We'll see. Obviously, I mean, it is a mini zoo, so it is made for the barnyard animals, and therefore they're probably going to take the precedence. But certainly for like background detail, then yeah, we're gonna bring some other animals in as well. Okay. Hey Zato. Thank you for watching. I wouldn't necessarily say I was the most talented. I am glad people enjoy them, to be fair. There we go. It's a nice little... So we're going to do a little boat ramp with the concrete. Thank you. Right, let's... the mini zoo will mainly be barnyard. Yes, it won't just be barnyard, but it is. It's a reason for me to move away from wildlands for a week or two, because the South American building has been very time intensive, we'll say. So it gives me a little bit of break, so I'm not just doing tropical builds all the time. And also, obviously, gives the new pack a bit of coverage. I am still very much on the fence with the new pack, so it will be nice to have a reason to use them. I really did think about using the Przewalski's horse. I really did. I thought they'd make a great little, like, horse and donkey mix, and I likely will. I was a little bit sad. I would have thought a Shetland pony would have been a great addition. They don't need too much room. Obviously, they're really popular petting zoo animal. Was quite a bit shocked that they didn't put something like that in. More than likely, yes. Based on the information that we have so far, I would be very shocked if 99% of this pack couldn't all just be put in one habitat together. The only one I wasn't too sure about would be the alpaca, but again, I think we're likely going to find they're all pretty much going to work together. So what I would probably sort of encourage people to consider is that this pack, while it's not to everybody's taste, is a really good addition for when they are no longer making download content, because the skeletons and the rigs that are being used in this, some of them are remakes, but some of them give the opportunity for much better mods. So the chicken model, for example, can now be used for a plethora of small birds, whereas otherwise it would have had to have been probably the kiwi, which doesn't use the same sort of animation style. So it does open up the opportunity for some really nice mods. And on the upside, we've got confirmation that there'll be another animal pack. So my hope of there being another pack of primates is not completely dead. Oh, is that going to be too shiny? It is. That's annoying. See, I said I would probably prefer a better pig. Like a potbelly would have been a really good option, or like a Tamworth old spot, some more patterned. The pig is a little bit dull. The animations may save it, but for me, if you're gonna have a pig that's got like many different options of color and design. Well, see, I love the wild boar, but part of that is the texture and the shaders on them. We'll see. We'll see. It's the same with the goat. I'm excited for the goat, but only if it's got more colours than what we've seen. If it's just what we've seen, I'm not overly thrilled. Oh, I need a post that is concrete coloured. Or at least able to be coloured. These are all too big. I mean, I've been very public and on the record that I very much want to see Planet Aquarium as their next game, the one that's meant to come out in December. I don't think it will be. I think it will probably be Planet Coaster 2, just because it's a little bit late in the year to announce a game that there's never been developed by Frontier. But I would love a Planet Aquarium rather than just a DLC pack for it. I'm gonna have to use this, aren't I? Oh, that's a pain. No, well, it depends. So as of the financial statement to the shareholders, there is one more, it's not confirmed Planet game. It's just a game in this style. So it could be, it could be anything really. We don't know. But there is one game, promised to shareholders before the end of 2024 financial year, so that makes the latest sort of Q1 next year, sort of end of March. But the general thought is it's likely to be nearer Christmas, just because that makes sense for releasing ready in time. So we'll see. They're getting a bit late in the day to announce. I'd say probably if we don't hear anything by June, July time, then it probably won't be happening this year. It very much won't be anything major, I don't think. It would likely be Planet Coaster 2. But even then, you'd think they want to generate a bit of hype. Get everyone a little bit excited. If it was Planet Coaster 2. So we'll see. Might be Jurassic World 3. We don't know. Yeah, they're working. But I didn't group them because I'm a moron. There we go. Now I've got myself thinking, to be fair, I actually probably would be quite excited if it was a Planet Coaster 2. I never really played Planet Coaster 1 that much. Okay, that's our little boat launch. Again, we'll tidy the top up when we bring the floor across. I'm one of those people, Liz, who has had Planet Coaster in their Steam library pretty much ever since it launched and has just never really started it up. I think I played one level of the campaign and then didn't pick it up again. And then, unfortunately, when I thought I'll give it a go, I'd already used Planet Zoo, and the building in Planet Zoo is a lot better. So it was like, yeah, I can't adapt. it's kind of a little bit that way for me right now with Prehistoric Kingdom. So the game of Prehistoric Kingdom is not where it needs to be to really take on Planet Zoo, but the building control and what you can do with the building is amazing, and feels so much nicer than Planet Zoo does. Enjoy the animal. Yeah, I mean, I like the animals. I think I like the idea of building natural habitats for animals more than I like the animal management in Planet Zoo. Just because, like with any game, once you're used to how to win, you kind of don't get the satisfaction from a lot of the parts of it. Like, I think almost everyone's got a conservation credit breeding zoo that they just keep animals in inhospitable environments and force them to make babies just because it works better than actually playing the game. Oh, you're probably one of the only few people who don't then. But it's that sort of aspect which sort of puts me off playing the game. The only reason I build in franchises, I like the challenge it gives me, like with the size requirements, etc. Just going to creep this over the top of these bricks just to tidy them up. See, I must say I'm getting very protective of the animals in Wildlands. So the water monitor, Oscar, I have to keep putting him back in the trade center because he's aging so quickly. And I want to eventually build him a separate tank and get him a mate. And at the rate it's going, he'll die before I have a chance to build him a proper habitat. So I am getting a little bit protective, and the same with that the fox, the multicolored female fox. She's getting quite old, and it's like, oh, I don't want it to die, because I'm never going to find a replacement one on the market to sort of say, do the old parent with the goldfish trick of, no, she didn't die. Here's a perfectly good one that's about 5 years younger than the one you saw yesterday was. But yeah, Oscar's almost elderly now. I have to keep taking him out. And I feel bad just getting one and naming it Oscar because it's not the same one. Might have to do an episode fairly soon where I build him a tank. Maybe where we've just took all the Cayman from. I'll build him a big tank and get him a mate, so at least we can have small baby water monitors to replace him. Problem is, I've then got to try and work out what to replace his habitat with. The white piece. Oh, you mean the little buffer? It's metal poles, metal pipes. Yeah. It's a shame. I'd like them to have been more chrome, but there isn't anything that works shape-wise. Okay, that's that side tidied up. And smush this side in. Might as well get the bottom of the canal painted while I'm here, before we put the water back in. It's a shame we don't have a shopping trolley. I could do with like putting one of them at the bottom. Maybe a road cone. We do have I might have to put a bike in it. What I might do for the video is hide a couple of things in the canal and see how many people can see it in the cinematics. I bet I could. I mean, to be fair, I could probably build one out of the little grassland sign things. But I keep adding to the list of things I need to build. I could. I think someone would probably see if I put a if I put a Jeep in the canal. Questions might be asked. I'm kind of hoping I get to the point where come Monday, Tuesday, I can just basically come along and put in the first 2 or 3 animals from the new pack and film, and then hopefully get a video out on Wednesday. It's gonna be a bit of a busy week. Take a Monday off from work so that we can get it all done. Try and get you all a video out ASAP. How well that goes depends on how many things extra I add to the list. Right, I think that's all the edges taken care of. We've got that corner to do, but I'm not going to worry too much about that moment. Might as well, actually, while we've got the water out, let's get this all covered. There we go. Right, let's get some terrain paint on here then. So we're going to start off with, I think soil is probably the best use. So let's go soil is most of the place. Yes, yeah. So what I tend to do when it comes to popping down a couple of textures is we put a predominant color down. So in this case, it's going to be the dirt. Then drop that brush all the way down to like 20%. And then just dab other textures on top. And Planet Zoo actually works really well in what it will do is it layers the textures on in transparent. So you can build them up rather than just having it's rock or it is grass. So now that we've got that soil, for example, if we go all the way in, let's say we want just a smattering of sand, drop it down to 20% and just single click. So we've now got the soil texture, but it's got sand on top. It works really well for just dotting in a bit of highlight. And then once we've got the middle bit a bit lighter with sand, there we go. And then we can go in with the smooth rock. Just going to shrink the bush down a bit. And just add smattering. Now, canal is normally fairly tidy, at least one where actively used. So we don't want too much bumpiness with the rock. And we're going to add a little bit of darker soil near the edge. Bring that in a bit. It's based on an area near where I am, in fact, in the UK. I think once we get the architecture in, so we're going to have a fairly modern farm shop as our entrance, and then we're going to have a fairly traditional English pub sort of in this area here. I think once they're in, that's going to really bring it together. I want to do some crumbly old rundown sort of farm buildings for the petting zoo area. And then maybe even a broken sort of farm building in the paddocks for the cows and sheep, sort of like with the roof falling in. Okay, now, just so I get a little bit of colour, we don't want to go too overboard with this. Just going to add a little bit of a green tint over the top. Yeah, I'm hoping, to be fair, Aaron, I'm hoping it turns out well, because it's going to serve literally no purpose. I mean, I might make it a restaurant. I might make it an in-game restaurant just because at least then we'll get people sitting at the tables. just tidy up the riverbank here. And let's pop the water back in. There we go. And that's just giving it a little bit of texture. We've not had to cover it all in rock. We're not having to add a load of extra pieces to it. It just kind of works on its own. And then all we're going to do is just copy the color code and just apply it to all the other bits of water so they all match. If you can select them, that is. Oh, come on. This one's going to be a pain to select. Come on. Just move that out of the way. Welcome back. Oh. Okay. Ah, this might work. There we go. Got it in the end. That is good news. You're no longer being harassed by peacocks. Damn, I thought that was going to fix it. It didn't. Ah, I did not know that. Oh, you are a lifesaver. Thank you. I'll have to remember that. Normally I can find somewhere where there's just nothing there and I can select it. Brilliant. Okay, so with the water in and the edges in, what do I want to do first? Do I want to do the path or do I want to do the bridge? I get the feeling I should probably do the bridge, but I really want to leave that. I really want to do that tomorrow. I don't want to do the bridges today. Oh God, they're gonna hurt. So, let's do the paths. Right. So we need to do. Let's get a good movement on my picture, my reference. Okay, so that's blocked in the floor with a metal thing. Okay, cool. We can do that. Your lowland gorilla is now... Oh. So this is why all the ones that I really get on with, that I want to keep, I'll either keep taking them out, or I will at least breed them so that I have the babies to carry on their legacy. I really... the times I really feel it, like I say, with the fox in Wildlands, where I'm never going to get that colour scheme again. And she is such a beautiful colour scheme. What do I... do I want to do? I'll leave that one for now. I'll come back to it. Because I know what I'll do there. So here. No, we're not going to use that. Need to find something that looks like the path, but isn't path. Or we could use blocks. We'll keep that up our sleeve. We could use the blocks. I don't want to, but we could. Concrete's too clean. That's too rustic. It's not far off. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, the asphalt roof won't really work. Not for the amount I need to cover. It's a very weird colour to match. It's got some blue in there. But it's also quite pink. Doesn't have to be exact, but... Hey Jason, thanks for joining. Glad you're enjoying the videos. All the way from Australia. That's kind of close enough that I'm happy enough to not spend 6 hours trying to get it to match. So... need to tidy up the end of that, but that will come later. Oh, see, now I've put it there. It looks too light. Needs to be a bit drabber. Let's knock a bit of that colour out. Yeah, see, that looks better. Right. Now, we're not going to worry about this large chunk of soil digging its way in. We'll deal with that when we do the bridge. For now, just want to get this bit done. So that is going to have to come all the way out to there. And they're going to come across here. I'm going to have to, again, deal with that when we do the bridge. But for now... To be fair, and I will give Frontier props. They have certainly given you guys on console a good amount of working room. So 50% at the complexity meter just shows that you are putting a good amount of detail in. Okay, it's going to look a little bit unfinished for the moment, but that's fine. I'm not overly worried. And now we need to make a swish of metal and a swish of brick. The brick's easy. The metal is a pain because I don't think we've got any curved metal pieces. So let's come off that tab. Might just have to be you again, and I really don't like using these rods. But it's probably going to have to be. Yeah. Yeah, there isn't. Or maybe. Maybe. Just rotating my reference picture around just to make sure that that is indeed how this works. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. That's cool. So... what we need is that in line with that to there. Can I change the metal color? Oh, that is a bit of luck. That is cool. Right. When's it started hand drawn? Yes, so that's pretty much all I used to do was draw hand drawn map, thinking I could actually build these one day, and then never got around to building them. It was only when I forced myself to start. Okay, so they have these little bricks that you can push your foot against to keep the momentum. And for that, these are like a dark blue black colour. There we go. Oh. Let's just pop these all in a group, because I will misclick later on and drag it out the way, and my life will not be worth living at that point. Oh, you're going to get in the way now, aren't you? Okay, right. Next up, we need some tiny little bricks. And I don't know if we've got any tiny little bricks. There, that's too big. Maybe the end? No, too big. To be fair, Aaron, there is a difference between stopping support and just not making any more download content packs. They won't be stopping support anytime soon, for at least a year, until all the console download content packs are out. And by that point, we might have another Planet Zoo 2 announcement. And for those of you on PC, once they do slow down the support, mods alone will keep you busy for, well, put it this way, you can currently triple the amount of animals in the zoo with just mods. I'm sure there was a smaller brick. This one will have to do, sadly. I don't necessarily think. I think actually, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. I don't see a problem with there being competition when it comes to city builders, and I also don't think that City Skylines 2 is the best example of what we could have right now. So if that's the route they go, I will almost definitely play it. Whether it will be any good remains to be seen, but the thing that makes Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, Prehistoric Kingdom, games like that so good is the building ability. The build whatever you want, however you want. So as long as it's got something like that in it, I don't see why it would be an issue. And I think they are more than aware what works, because it's one of the few profitable games that Frontier make. Which is a shame, because I really enjoyed Demon Hunters. Now, I could have been smart and used the mud pillar trick to make this nice and properly semicircle, but the fact that this isn't going to be curved, I don't know, it adds a bit of charm. Or it might look crap, we'll see. Okay, it's not too bad. I can save that. I like it being somewhat out of line. If it's not in line, it looks looks a bit more handmade. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Right. Yeah, yeah. We'll blame the bricksmith that put it down. Favorite bear. So if it was inclusive of all of the download content, which I appreciate you don't yet have access to, my favorite bear is the sloth bear. Just the animations, the fur, they did really well with them. On the base game, probably the grizzly. But if you've got those already, probably the black bear. The texture on the sun bear is a bit... it's hard to pull it off and make it look good. Right, so now that we've got that hinge, let's just pull this gate in a bit more. Like, oh, I'm forever doing that. I really got to stop. There we go. Then we're going to duplicate this dude. And we're going to line them up, drop them down. Oh, I can never remember what they're called. Oh, rod. Okay. Oh, I thought that was going to be long enough. How are we going to end these off? Okay. Let's do that. Wait, hang out the end. I bet the LED cap is too small. Might use that. That kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. Oh. cool. That's one side. And actually, let's go straight across. Keep them at the same height, otherwise that'll look weird. And then we want... Oh, how are we going to do this? Let's rotate you around. Hey, we've not got our tube. Why does our tube not come with us? There we go. So I'm going to put that in that way around. No, we don't. We need to whack it on the head. That way around. Yeah. And then bring that up. No, am I just being stupid here? I am just being stupid. That needs to go there. Yeah. Oh. Perspective, everyone, perspective. Right. Okay, then there we go. Makes more sense. Now, really, I should put them on all of the other locks, but I'm not gonna, because I'm not a masochist, basically. Right. Oh, okay. Get all these linked together. There we go. And tell you what, let's move. There we go. Okay, that's starting to look all right. Quite happy with that. Need a bit of finishing up around here, but again, I think when we do these two bridges, that's going to come into all of that. So let's just have a quick look where we are. So we've got our canal sorted out. We've got our paths mapped out for our bridges and the walkabout. We've got car park area, entrance area, farm area, That will end up being the alpacas. We need to do a bit of landscaping here. That will end up being our pub. Sheep, cows, and then all of this will be the petting zoo. Now, I, before Monday, need to get all of the paths done, this upper area decorated, the bridges done, and then this back area built. Like, just built in general. So I think tomorrow's fun is going to be trying to get these bridges set up, ready and working. So this bridge, this bridge, this bridge, as well as getting the floor textures down on each of these paths. We'll probably plant out all of this outer area. And what I also want to do on the other side of these bits is have a field, or at least a couple of fields, so sunflower, wheat, etc., just as a backdrop. So these sort of areas all the way around the outside of the zoo, or I say zoo, the park. And that'll be mainly for things like that. I do want to get some more detailing into these locks, so we need to put in some mooring posts. We'll have to do mooring posts around the place, and then also some ladders coming down. So we'll get all those done. However, I am going to end our stream here today, just because it is nigh on 11 p.m. and we've been going for... How long have we been going for? Jeez. 3 hours? 4 hours? But I will be back on tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier, in fact. Yeah, probably about 5-6 p.m. British time. I may make a community post up for that. Thank you all for joining me here today. It's been... We've made some good progress. We've got further than I thought I would, at least, which is always good. But yeah, I will see those of you who can join me tomorrow, and I look forward to delighting you all with a Barnyard Animal episode middle of next week. See you later.